So let me ask you a question. Like, are you anything like I was when I was working a job, right? But I knew that I was made for more.
Mm.
You know when you just have this burning desire and you know that you're made for more? Like you know, like you're going to work, you're getting this paycheck and you feel like you're just kind of giving your life away to somebody else, doing something that you're not even like fully enjoying. It might be like okay, or maybe you just like absolutely hate it. Um, but you know that you're made for more. Like you want to walk in purpose. You want to help people. You want to build a business that's able to create wealth for your family, but you're asking yourself like the question, how do I do this?
Yeah, like, is this even like possible for me? I see other people doing it, but it's like that's for them. Like maybe they're
Yes.
special or they had some kind of special start to it. Like, no, like in a lot of cases, like people just built this from the ground up. Like they just found their passion, they found their purpose, and they found a way to serve people in that. And so that's something that's possible for everybody. The
Yeah.
problem is a lot of us just aren't aware of it, and we don't have the belief in ourselves and the belief in what we're called to do that it can be profitable for us.
Yeah, so we can give you an example. So, like, I'll give you my example, and my husband can, share his own example. Is that I had this burning desire within me to help women, specifically Christian women, to date confidently for marriage. Because as I was looking around, and I was in the same spot, it's like you're settling because you don't know, if this amazing marriage can happen for you, or you don't understand men, so you don't know how to navigate the dating scene, and it just leaves you frustrated for years. And I was just seeing so many women, in that same spot that I was in. And I was like, there has to be a change, And so I created a solution for that. And I packaged it up into a program. And, I built a multi six figure company. We're currently scaling to seven figures from that, from the ground up, just because I was like, and I invested in mentors and coaches and things like that to teach me how to do it. Um, but it was able to, help me to build a business, doing something that I loved.
So, like taking just a passion you had, something you felt called to do, something you were gifted for, you were able to take that and then say, this is a problem not only I had, that now God's given me a framework for on how to address, but this is something I can help other people with who have the same problem. And you turned it into a business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's literally what business is who has a problem um that I have the skill set for to solve, and then selling it. Because and a lot of people think that selling is a bad thing, or maybe you think of a used car salesman, like when you sell. But the Bible says differently. The Bible says that he who withholds the grain, it's in Proverbs, he who withholds the grain from the people, there's a curse over his head. But he who sells it, there's a blessing. And so, in that, selling is a good thing. If you have something good to offer this world, you are supposed to sell it. It did not say give it away for free, it
Mm,
says sell it.
wow. Wow. And there's a whole concept behind why you sell. Because when you're selling, first off, you're allowing that person to make an investment into themselves, right? If
Yeah.
they're paying for something, now they're invested in it. They're
The
going to,
law of sowing and reaping.
yeah,
It's literally a law.
and they're going to use it. They're going
Yeah.
to use it because they paid for it. Have you guys ever gotten something for free and then it kind of just sits there? Like you don't actually use it because guess what? You don't value it.
Right.
But when you invest in something, you pay for it, now it means something to you. And now you're going to make sure you use it. You're going to make sure you follow its instructions. You're going to do it the right way because you've
Yeah.
got some skin in the game. And guess what? You're going to get the most out of that thing because you invested into it. So that's amazing. Here's my story. So I had a passion to help churches, started out with wanting to help my church. And it led into other pastors saying, like, hey, who is doing your church's social media? Like, you guys are always posting content. It's always good. I see your page is growing. Like, it's helping your ministry grow. Like, who's doing that? And I'm like, well, I'm doing it, but I'm not really, I didn't think I was that good at it, but I was better than what other people had. And so one thing that's important to understand is you may feel like, well, I'm not an expert at anything. I'm not great at anything. But guess what? As long as you are one chapter ahead in the book that everyone else is
Yeah.
reading, you know more than them and you can help them because you're a little bit further ahead. So I had just a very small working knowledge of graphics and social media, and I invested into learning how to do those things better. I invested in courses. I invested in trainings on how to make better flyers, how to manage social media, when's good times to post, and those kind of things. And so pastors came to me and said, hey, we want you to do ours as well. And I'm like, okay. And I turned it into a business, a multi six-figure business also. Together, my wife and I are approaching $500,000 in revenue.
Yeah.
Probably over it now. Yeah, over the past few weeks. So it's crazy how God is blessing. Is it because we're special? No. 3 or 4 years ago, or actually, let's see, my wife's been doing hers for 4 years now. But let's say 5 years ago, or when we first got married, almost 7 years ago, we had no idea how to run businesses. We never saw this as being like our possibility. Like my wife dreamed it and she mentioned it to me, but I'm like, I don't know how to run a business. I'm a school teacher. Like I can't, like I'm going to make at most like 75,000 in like 20 years and that'll be it. And she's like, well, I believe there's more for us. And so this is something that's not unique to us, right? This is something that if you have a passion, which guess what? All of us have a passion because all of us have a purpose. And that passion and purpose is tied to something greater than yourself. Yep. And I don't mean like your passion is playing video games or your passion is going golfing. Like those things are those are hobbies. And no one's saying anything's wrong with those. But we're talking about a passion that will help other people.
That you can monetize based upon your skill set.
Yes, it's based on a skill set and it's replicatable.
Yes,
it's replicatable. A lot of times you're paying people for their framework.
Yeah.
They've developed a system or a framework or a skill set on how to do something, and now they show you how to do it. You pay them for it, and you can generate the same, if not greater results than them from their system. That's all it is. And so at KUPA, we help people just like you who have a passion or a skill set to be able to monetize that and turn it into, hopefully, your full-time income. And the cool thing is, we've already helped people do just that. We have people who we have taken under our wings. They've entered into our program and they are now working full-time in their own business. They've walked away from their day jobs and now they're making enough money to sustain themselves and their family.
Yeah, like it's insane. And especially like now in this economy, you know, I believe there's no better time to create, we call it creating your own economy. So it doesn't matter. A lot of millionaires are literally made in recessions.
Wow.
So it's like, okay, like I can, you know, work at this job for 20, 40 years and, you know, have someone else creating my economy, telling me how much money I'm going to make, or I can literally create my own economy and the amount that you can earn is unlimited.
Literally.
Like it's literally unlimited. You are your own cap.
Wow.
You are your own cap. So if I stop growing, most likely my business is going to stop growing. But if I never stop growing and evolving as a person, as a business owner, as a CEO, my income is earning potential is unlimited. That's why we can go from 0 to now scaling all of our companies to 7 figures is the goal in multi 7 figures, because nobody can tell us what we can and cannot do, how much we can and cannot make.
Yeah, we're not constrained by anything. We're not constrained by our boss's time, the amount of time they require us to work, the amount of vacation time they give us. The cool thing,
the pay that they set,
the pay they set that we're not going to ever exceed. Like, yeah, they may give us a raise of $5,000 maybe, but guess what? That happens very infrequently and probably isn't even going to be that much. And so it's like, why settle for that when God has called you to much more than that? He's called you to fulfill your purpose and bless others with it. One of the things that really pushed me further into this and made me say, I'm going to go hard is I wanted my time back.
Yeah.
I was tired of having to ask for days off. I was tired of having to miss things because I didn't have the vacation time or we were too busy at work so I couldn't get away, right? I was tired of having to compete with the rest of the world to do activities with my family on Saturdays. Yeah. for a small paycheck, but also like on Saturdays. I didn't want to have to squeeze all of our family time, all of our
Yeah.
vacations, all of those things just on the weekend. And so
Right.
I'm like, you know what? One of our mentors, he said, I just wanted to take my family, my kids to the zoo on a Tuesday. Shout out Travis, right?
Right.
So I'm like, the zoo, we can only go to the zoo or to fun places on Saturdays. I'd love
Yeah.
to just take my kids out of
If you're
school.
off.
Yeah, if you're not working that weekend, wow. Because a lot of times I remember I was working weekends and it was
Yeah.
tough. It was tough missing that family time. But now we're like, hey, let's go grab the kids. Let's go grab lunch with them. Or let's take them
Whenever.
to the zoo. Or let's go out of town and take a little road trip, right? We
Yeah.
can do those things now. And guess what? This is something that's available for you as well. We're going to
Yes.
show you our framework on how we did this, how we did it successfully, and we've replicated it into several different businesses, 3 in fact, right
Yeah.
now. And we're currently working. We're going to continue to grow and scale those and also branch into some other areas as well. But we're going to show you how we've done it, what our framework is, help you identify, if you don't know, what your passion, your purpose business is, and help you do exactly what we're doing. We're doing a free, somebody say free, a free masterclass, right? The 6-Figure CEO masterclass on
Yes.
October the 14th. Everybody write this down. October the 14th. It is Saturday. October the 14th at 10 o'clock Eastern time.
Yes.
We're going to do a Zoom. It's going to be amazing. Like we've already changed lives with this. We did one a few weeks ago. We've already changed those lives. We've already got people in our program now from that. Listen, October 14th, mark your calendars. October the 14th, 10 o'clock Eastern. We are going to provide the registration link so you can come share it with someone else. If you know someone else who has a business, maybe they already have a business, but they're struggling to scale it. And they're working their 9 to 5, they're trying to do their business on the side, but they're not satisfied at their work and they want to do their business full time. Tell them to come to this masterclass. It will change their life. It will change your life. And even if you're like, hey, I don't even have a business, but I'm passionate, I'm hungry, I want more for my life, it's for you too.
You can help somebody. Like, you know that, like, you have something good to get in the hands of other people.
Ooh, that's so good.
And you're itching to do it. Like, that's where I was at. I didn't even know that I was going to turn this into a business, but it's what God had me do. And now with these skill sets that we have, we can literally create any business that we desire.
Any.
Like, so we have we have 3 businesses now, and in those businesses we have multiple streams of income, but we can literally go and start a business and we know exactly how to start it, we know exactly how to scale it and do all the things.
Why? Because it's a framework.
Yes,
and we have this framework. And guess what? This framework didn't just fall on our laps.
Yeah.
And this framework did not come without a lot of investment, lot of, several thousands of dollars, over 100K combined we've invested in business coaching, in strategies and frameworks, and how to market, how to scale, working with some of the top names, some that you would know. Many of our mentors are names you would know. And so this is something that we have acquired and accumulated over the last few years. Trial and error, failures, ups and downs, highs and lows, months where we made like 50,000, 60,000 in one month, and then months where we would drop down and maybe make 20. But it's like we learned how to do it and how to keep going. And so we want to share these things with you guys. October the 14th, 10 a.m. Register using the link here and you will have your spot there. Make sure you get there because there are limited seats. We are not opening this up to hundreds, right? There's going to be a limited amount of seats because there's only a certain amount we can serve at one time. So make sure you go and register now. You'll get the confirmation and we will see you on October the 14th. Passion, business, KUPA. KUPA is where we're going to take this society, this generation, to the next level. No more being stuck in things that we're not fulfilled by, but being able to profit in your passion and in your purpose. That's the mission of KUPA.